Now, of course, it's time for Outside. Now, Leee John was part of the acclaimed funk soul group Imagination, who are well known for that fabulous song, Just an Illusion, and loads more, by the way. Outside of the band, Leee has excelled and prospered throughout his career, collaborating with numerous musicians over the years, notably appearing as a guest artist on the newly released Gorillaz album. Here is a clip from one of his most recent songs featuring Plastic Bertrand. That's the I can't sing, you don't hear me. And during his time away from music, Leee has focused his efforts on producing, directing various documentaries, and he's currently working on Flashback. That was actually one of their songs. It's just an illusion. Flashback. Oh no, that's another song. Did you sing Flashback? Flashback in the days when the times were I can't sing. Oh, sorry. He's here now. I've done it. Anyway, Leee, he's here in the studio. Yeah. Leee, lovely to meet you.
Lovely
Fabulous.
to meet you, Nana.
Fabulous.
I like the colours. We're all in.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, thinking we did it.
Day today.
You always wear a hat.
I do. It's been quite a while now.
Why?
Well, style.
Is it?
Just for style.
Yeah.
It's my look, you know.
Yeah, that's
a long time.
That's what you'd look like without that. You wouldn't take it. Don't take that off. Oh yeah, it's great.
I look too young.
You look very young, actually. So you were born in, shall I say,
1845.
Yes, 1957, which makes you old. You're not that old.
I'm 40 plus fat.
Wow, you're looking so good. So talk to me. Take me back to the days of Imagination.
The nights were young.
Then the days when the nights were young. Flashback.
Well, we started in the early 80s. For those who don't know about Imagination, we started in the early 80s. I was part of a force of Brit funk different bands and acts, you know, the Central Line, Light of the World, David Grant and Lynx, Junior Discum, Jackie Graham, a lot of us.
Jackie Grant, oh God.
Yeah,
round and around and around.
Yeah, we were all different, all individual, all uniquely dressed differently, and that was the style, because we used to go to this whole club scene. And that's how we kind of started. I was working in pubs and clubs and bingo halls and stuff, and learning my trade, and did acting and writing a lot. I've always been writing. So my first song I wrote was Body Talk.
Body Talk.
Which was...
Body Talk. Body Talk.
She's going to sing. I'm glad you're saying that, because I have to plug it now. You're going to get in February a 40th anniversary 17-album box set of Imagination hits. All the hits, all the albums, plus a lot of unreleased recordings, some very special gems on there, some live recordings, and some my jazz album. I did a jazz album, which is on there. So it's a really big package. And following up with that, we're going to be at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, May the 20th, for a 40th anniversary show with one of the bands I just talked about, Central Line. So next year is going to be 2020 Leee.
2020 Leee, I like it.
2020 Leee.
So what happened then? Because the band, you were amazing. You were so good.
We still are.
Yeah, so you're still together, are you still performing?
We're not still together, because I haven't really worked with them since the 80s. But I mean, they're all doing, you know, Errol was a great drummer. Ashley was a very multi-musician. He actually went on to do work with Desiree.
Okay, Desiree.
Yeah, You Gotta Be Bad.
Come true.
No. That's the other one. That's
Gabrielle.
Exactly.
Yeah, Desiree, I gotta be.
You see, you're getting the wrong song.
Well, they're so good though. But
well, there you go.
Very similar,
British black music.
Yeah.
Which leads me on to Flashback.
In the days when I've got to stop.
Which is the history of UK black music. I've been working on it for quite a while. We're close to finishing it off. It's taken, oh my God, nearly a decade to do. Over 100 artists. Over 800-900 hours. It starts from the turn of the century. So we trace the origin of British black music from Africa, classical, which was the pop of the day, into the jazz era, into the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 21st century. But it's a long piece. But in between that, I've done a documentary which I just finished about St. Lucia, which is my journey there, because that's where my parents come from, St. Lucia.
Had you sort of gone back there much during your time, or is it just...
In 2019, I was there twice. I was doing the Roots and Soul Festival.
Was that like one of the first times you've been back, or do you go back a lot?
No. I've been there quite a while. It's just a very beautiful country. The Caribbean in a whole is beautiful, you know, and each island has something very, very good to represent and give the world. And St. Lucia, you know, I like my coconut water and my
lovely. So do I.
ackee and
so expensive here, though, isn't it?
No, in St. Lucia it's like 40 the pound or 5 the pound, so it's very cheap.
I thought you could just crack a coconut open and just put a straw in and just drink.
Oh, over here it's expensive.
Yeah, here it's expensive.
Here is everything's expensive here.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But, you know, so I've done this documentary, and it basically, through my eyes, I interview people who live there, embrace there, musicians who also are doing really well on an international platform. So that's one of the documentaries. I've done 3 documentaries for SOS Children, because I'm a patron for them. We went to Zambia, Tunisia, South Africa. And so the charity is very close, one of the charities that's close to my heart. I'm also involved with Voyage Youth in East London. And so I've been doing various different things, and we are touring next year. We're touring. I'm doing a lot of tours next year.
So is it only your songs that you can sing on this tour? Do you sing some of the older hits that you did with the band? Or?
I do all the hits and more.
Hits, yeah.
And I do a little bit of my jazz, I do some funk, I do some... So you got to come to the show.
What can you play then? Can you play all the different instruments?
I can play little keyboards. You know, I produce, I direct, I tap dance.
Well, where's your tap shoes? Don't make any noise on this carpet.
No, I mean, basically, you know, when you come to an imagination show, a Leee John show, it's to enjoy yourself. And right now we need upliftment, we need positivity, and that's what I give to you. Like the songs, you know, they're part of our heritage, our history, our youth, and also for the new audiences. Plus, since I did the Gorillaz track, The Lost Chord, I've been getting new audiences as well. They're discovering Leee John, so it's really cool.
Well, I was very shocked that when I said to one of my producers, Imagination, they haven't got a clue. I'm like, because they're young.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like half my age. I'm like, what? That was back in the day. How could you not know Imagination?
Music and lights.
Exactly. Music and lights.
It's on the box set. It's all going to be on the box set. And many, many different mixes. So it's going to be... And the younger people are actually embracing what I'm doing because, like, for example, I have a huge DJ following.
Oh, yeah.
Really big DJ. So all of the younger DJs, because I did a lot of dance records, so they're all coming in. And I had a hit recently with Victor Simonelli, Feel So Good. Feel so good, feel so good. So that was a very big dance record recently.
I could hear the voice. Because it's kind of whispery, silky, but it's got that sound.
Well,
got a very unique
trying to keep
voice.
it going. I'm trying to keep it going, you know.
Yeah.
So
it must be interesting, though, because Imagination were huge. So did you get to tour around the world?
I've been touring around the world since 1981. I haven't stopped.
What's it like? And do you get paid a lot for doing that? You must get paid a lot for doing that.
We don't talk cash on TV.
I say no, but it's yes or no, isn't it? Yeah.
No, the situation is, for me, it's been a great experience because in travelling and touring, I have been, like I talked about, 3 different countries. I talked about Tunisia, Algeria, South Africa. I've been to so many different places and actually seeing different people's cultures. What I tend to do when I travel is go there maybe a couple of days before the shows so I can embrace the culture of the country that I'm going to be, the people I'm going to be performing to. Because I think it's important that, you know, you do that. Before I said tour, go there, come in on the fly and out. You don't see anything. You don't understand anything.
That's true.
So what I tend to do, I make it a must that I go there earlier. I can see how they eat, what they eat, how they dress, because I love the fashions and stuff, and understand the different cultures. And that's how you know how the world is turning.
Well, it's true. It's true.
And that, to me, is an important factor, which we don't do enough of. You know, especially as artists, because the promoters bring you over there and you're in and out so quickly. So I make sure I go there a little bit earlier. Even if it's a place I've been to before, like I go to France a lot. I have a huge French following, which has taken me to Africa, South America, North America, the Benelux territories, Côte d'Ivoire. I was doing, Côte d'Ivoire. I did I was performing on the X Factor there.
Really?
Yeah, and it was very, very different. It's like, it's a huge black experience.
So when you were performing there, you were working with the team at the X Factor to do a performance there?
Yeah. I was also, I was a judge, and I was also a designer, gave me some different outfits and stuff like that. And it was very different to over here, how they do the whole show.
I didn't realise the X Factor is out there as well.
In many
I mean, I didn't realise
every country now has their own reality show.
Is it actually the same one, the Simon Cowell version of it, but just
it's different?
So it's a different company doing the whole thing.
Yeah, but they all do. You know, they've seen what we do,
and they're just literally replicating
it so that they can get new talent up and coming. Same thing in South Africa.
What do you make of some of the new talent that's coming out now? I mean, if you were to
I
pick
like
some
Little
of the
Mix, Little Sims, Little Sims. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
There are a few that I like, and I'm collaborating with a few younger ones as well to try and get their blood.
You should collaborate with Dua Lipa or someone like that. Yeah, have you heard of Dua Lipa? She's fantastic. Because you're particular, she does some really nice sort of dance tracks, but I think, you know, some of your older stuff you could put in there.
Well, if she's listening to me,
Dua Lipa.
you know, email me and maybe we can do something
even
together.
Rita Ora, you'd be great with Rita Ora.
Could be, yeah. I mean, there are some, you know, if everything changes so quickly nowadays. So all of a sudden someone's in vogue and then they're not. 6 weeks later, you don't hear about them anymore.
But you've stayed in vogue, you have.
Well,
and
now,
it's tough,
40 years later,
How have you managed to keep yourself current now? Obviously, lots of collaborations, but, you know, your band and your sound is literally ingrained in my DNA.
Well, I don't really know. I think, for example, each decade I've kind of done something with a new DJ. I had a big garage record, Mind, Body and Soul. Do you remember that with DJ Fantasy? I had a huge hit with David Morales in the late 80s, Instinctual. And then we had recently with Victor Seminelli, and I've got a duet coming up with a South American two-time Grammy Award-winning artist called George Vasillo.
Wow.
It's really huge. So I think the collaborations have kept me in that way. Plastic Bertrand is huge in Europe. Everybody knows him. Yeah. And the song you just played, Don't Stop the World from Turning, which was, to me was very relevant.
That's lovely, isn't it? So listen, if people want to get this track or whatever, remind us what it's called and where you're playing next.
Well, if you go to my website, www.leejohn.com with 3 E's.
Lee.
3 E's. Everything is on there. You can book tickets to our show coming up in May the 20th, and also the box set. Pre-order it now because it's 17 albums. I'm getting like you now. 17 albums in this box set, which has got some fantastic music on there. All the albums that Imagination did, Night Dubbing, Body Talk, the Scandalous albums.
Everything's there.
Everything's in, plus a lot.
Well, I hope I get a signed one, Lee.
You will. You definitely will.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me,
I really
Nana.
appreciate it. It's lovely to meet you as well.
You too.
Finally, to meet the voice behind some of those fabulous tracks, Leee John, in Outside.